I've been talking this whole time and nobody knows about it. Okay, it's been 5 minutes and nobody's here except me, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. Back in 2013, I lost my daughter. Um, Her killer tried to put out some crazy negative rumors about her. Let me tell you, she's only 17 and her killer was 36. Um, so I don't want to put any drama on any case that I start from now until whenever because it's not fair to the family. And sometimes, well, statistically, there's a lot of us, there's more divorced parents out there than there is together parents. And it's not fair for us to go over why they divorced or what he thinks, what she thinks. It's hard enough on them not knowing where their son's at. And I pray for them daily. I cannot imagine. I know I didn't get to see my daughter for 8 hours. And let me tell you something, them 8 hours were in so bad. There's no words to describe my feelings. And so I cannot imagine going on around a month not knowing where my child's at. That family does not need any negativity. If we want to discuss true crime, we're not going to solve it here on YouTube. We can talk about it, we can have our theories. Um, but there's one major thing that we're never going to have until they find the killer and they decide to go to court, and then we get to see what all was in the court. But until then, we will never know all the information law enforcement knows. And that's the sheriff's office, police department, or the FBI. The parents probably know a lot, but they're not going to allow us to know. But we can still discuss it here on YouTube. And I would want to say hello to whoever's in here. If you want to, please comment so I can see who I'm talking to. I just wanted to go over um, my theories or my theory of what might have happened. And that's Jim B. Did him and Dylan get in a fight when Dylan was trying to put his grain truck in the barn? Um, we don't know. But what we do know is there was guns turned over to FBI, and one of them was a 22 rifle. So I'm going to show you what a 22 rifle is and what the bullet looks like. Maybe, maybe not. Let me go back over here and find it. I don't know why it did that to me. It kicked it off. Okay. This guy put it out in 2015, and so this is a 22 rifle. And I'm not for sure how many rounds it holds. But I'm going to let you listen to what he has to say.
It's about the size of just a little bit bigger than my nail. So it's a small bullet, but a lot of you guys saying that it won't do any damages or it won't kill nobody. And if you're that person, they're saying, oh, 22 is like a BB gun or whatever. Basically, I'm gonna go ahead and answer that question for you guys. Behind me, I have a real human head. I'm just kidding. Just a watermelon.
He's joking. He's joking. And a watermelon's really
Just
not like.
But we're gonna see what
a watermelon really is not like a human's head. Obviously, it doesn't have the bone, the skull. And so a 22, 99%, 95% of the time, when it enters, it will bounce around. It will not ever exit unless it hits soft tissue, such as maybe like the neck area. Sometimes it'll go through an arm if it doesn't hit the bone. But anyway, he's going to show us what it does to a watermelon.
the 22 could do, and it's starting to rain again. So I don't need ears for this. Let me get this going. On hot.
And if you noticed, it wasn't very loud. It wasn't very loud at all. I'm going to replay that.
And it's starting to rain again. So I don't need ears for this. Let me get this going. On hot. Yeah, let's go see the damage that is done. It was not a hollow point, but if you look at where it went in, actually cracked the watermelon. And if I turn the watermelon, that is the damage that it does. So your skull, it's a little bit harder than this, but I guarantee you it will penetrate your skull, and it will probably crack your skull open like that. So, well, there you go, guys. You seen what a 22 can do. So all you people that are talking smack about a 22, it can kill you. It actually went right through a watermelon. So the trick of the trade is with a 22 is basically don't miss. That's the tip I can give you, and go for the eyeball. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching.
I hope that you enjoyed that explanation. It was better than I can explain it. But it does, a 22 can do a lot of damage. Hello, whoever's in here. I am thankful that you stopped by. My theory is that Dylan Rounds could have been shot by that 22 rifle, that Jim took over to DH. And because why would DH? I mean, I know he made up the story that the person that owned the trailer that Jim was squatting in owed him money. But if there's a kid missing, why not turn it all over? He could have cleaned that 22. He could have made it dirty again. There's ways of making a gun look dirty without shooting it. You can put dirt down in it. You can put sand down in it. You can put dust down in it. I mean, there's just different things that you can do to make it look like it had not been shot within the last week or 3 weeks. So that's my opinion. I would appreciate if you have an opinion, comment below, let me know. I will probably be live tomorrow, 2 a.m. I would enjoy if somebody would join me, please. I don't like being here all alone. But anyway, hi. You want to say something? Comment? I've been talking to myself for 16 minutes about the Dillon case and my opinion on could it have been Jim or even Don? I don't know. But why hold that gun an extra 24 hours before handing it over to the FBI? Alexi, that's great. I've been quiet this whole time about the Dillon Rounds, disappearance. And that 22 rifle that Jim got arrested for, I believe there's something tied to that rifle and tied to Dillon. So, please be careful driving. I wasn't planning on being on here too long. I did put a video on a while ago. Please comment below and I will read their comments and we will pick it up tomorrow. I would love to have people come up on my panel that are not able to get up on other people's panel. I just don't want any drama. I'm tired of the drama. Well, it was too late to test his hands because by the time the FBI got the gun, it had been nearly 3 weeks since Dillon's disappearance. I don't know if they test his hands or not, but it's not going to do any good to test it. I just know that a 22, I had to go to an autopsy for a man that was killed with a 22. And the entrance was smaller than your pinky. The hole. If you wasn't looking for it, you wouldn't have found it. And it did so much damage on the inside. It went through, it entered around his kidney. It went through it bounced through the spleen, his liver, stomach, heart, and lungs. So a 22 can kill. And it didn't leave much blood at where it happened, at the crime scene. So they could have shot Dillon with this 22 and not left any evidence except maybe that drop of blood on his boots. You know, that's another thing that makes me think that it has to do with this 22. Because the hole is so small, you don't have gushes of blood coming out of it. I know that's gruesome. Well, if Jim took it to Dawn or to DH, You know, he could have, since DH did not turn over that rifle, the 22, with the other guns, he waited a whole 24 hours. He could have cleaned it. Not very well, but good enough that it didn't look like it had been shot in a very, very long time. There's ways of doing that. So, with that gun being in their hands for 3 weeks after, they can't go back and say, hey, this gun was shot 24 hours ago or 3 weeks ago. There's no way of testing that. Now, if somebody was found right then when it happened, yes, they can test the hands for gun residue and they can test the gun. Alexa, I appreciate you being here. I really do. Hopefully now that I've got everything set up, I will start having lives every night. And so I wasn't the type to chat a lot. I just sat back in the corner and listened. But this drama, it was getting to me, and I decided that it was time for me to start my own channel. I had a channel. Time for me to boot it back up and get rid of the drama and let people talk, because we really need to. It bothers us when somebody goes missing, but the drama's got to disappear. So if you can't text or you can't chat, I understand. I really do. And I appreciate you being here. I hope you like my channel. Critique me, please, because I will do whatever it takes to make everybody happy except the drama. But I've been on here now for nearly 25 minutes. I'm going to get off here and I'm going to, because this was just, I didn't plan on going live tonight until Doug's live. And I thought, I'm going to put my thoughts out there and maybe other people will join and we can all just talk about it without the drama. But thank you. And I want you to come back, please. If you can't chat or if you don't feel comfortable chatting, just being here is please. Thank you and subscribe. I think they will find him. I really do. Yes, there's a lot of wells, mines, caves around there. But somebody's going to talk. That money's going to start looking real good that the parents are looking for, giving out for a reward. So I agree that money's going to start making people talk around there. And a lot of people know. It just, another thing that bothers me, and I'm not going to get into Kirk's life, but with Kirk calling the mother before really the news got out that he was disappeared and telling her that he was locked up in this house, that bothers me too. There could be, all of these, because I believe Dawn and Jim and Kirk all worked on Dylan's farm. So one of them's in jail. Are the other two going to talk and get plea deals? We'll never know until it happens. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And now I was planning on leaving, but if the other people are here, please let me know. I will stay. If y'all want to chat, we will chat. Thank you, Alexis Lee. Thank you. Andy, Pod Trash. What's that? How are you tonight? Or this morning? We were talking about the Dylan case. My theory about the 22 rifle that put Jim in jail and why it wasn't turned over to the FBI the same time that the rest of his rifles were turned in. Have you been following this case, Andy? You're right, Alexis. You are so right. You know, the guy that killed my daughter, you know, when it first happened, they spread a lot of rumors about her that wasn't true. She was 17, and he was the father of one of her classmates. Anyway, excuse me. um he was arrested a month later. He got out that same day, and then he got married a month later. Well, finally, before the court date, the woman he married, just her guilt got her, and she came forward and she told a whole bunch more of what was going on and or what happened. And so that man got sent away, but he never showed any remorse ever. And it was a crazy situation, you know, and he tried to blame my daughter for something that she didn't do. And so it wasn't drugs. Um, it's a sad situation, but that was in 2013. And so I don't know how it feels to not have my child or not knowing where my child is at for a very long time. I couldn't find her or I couldn't see her for 8 hours. I knew within 5 minutes of her death. A mother's intuition. I jumped out of bed, went looking for her because she was supposed to have been staying over at a girlfriend's house. And she wasn't there. Anyway, they wouldn't let me see her for 8 hours. So I know how I felt in them 8 hours. So I can't imagine feeling like this for a month, not knowing where your child's at. That just breaks my heart for them. But Andy, would you please subscribe and like my channel so that more people can be aware of my channel? I know that I sound kind of crazy because I'm just starting. I'm nervous nervous. And I just want a drama-free place where people can come talk. You know? because it's scary. You know, it's just like that guy killing all these people today in Illinois. Thank you, Andy. What the heck? I don't even know if they found him yet. Our world has turned crazy. You know, it doesn't need the drama. We have enough. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. They did find him, blue-eyed female. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. I will look into that. I'll probably talk about that case tomorrow as well. I'll probably start my lives at 2:00 in the morning every night, 6 nights a week. We just living in a weird, crazy world right now. Thank you, Alexis. You know, I've always said I don't know why God left me here on this earth. Because I was in a bad car wreck in 2019. I was actually ran over. A pickup actually ran over me. But anyway, you know, I always ask why he left me here. And maybe it's to talk about, you know, what families feel or what they could be feeling and leave the drama alone. Oh, I am so sorry that you're sick, Andy. Well, Blue Eye, what time is your bedtime? I can start earlier. I can start at midnight. I'm in Central. I'm in Texas. Yes, Andy, it sucks. I'm in a wheelchair. It sucks. But I got to get over it. It's been 3 years now. And I decided that I can't go back to work. So I might as well get back on YouTube and actually do something. Oh, you're in California now? Hope you like it out there. I had a ex-sister-in-law that lived out there and she went crazy. It's a funny story. She went crazy, grabbed up her kids, and she left. And she came flying home to Texas, left her husband out there with no vehicle. But she had a dream that California was falling off in the ocean. And she left them. I mean, she packed them kids up and left everything in California. Because in her dream, it was going to happen that night. I'm sorry. We don't know what's going to happen day to day. We just got to live day to day. Oh, I'm up here in the Texas Panhandle. I wished I lived down there by the coast, by the Gulf. But the humidity down there is so bad. I went down there. I can't remember what hurricane it was. I had to pick up an inmate in Galveston and bring her back up. And I mean, the humidity was so bad I could not breathe. $6 a gallon. Holy moly. It's 426 here. And I was grabbing it was 440 last week. I had to go buy me a little car because I have a big old pickup, and so I had to go buy me a little car to drive around. Them hurricanes down there are crazy. I had never been in a hurricane area after it happened. And all them boats up in people's yards turned up upside down. It was crazy. That was back in 2010, I believe. It's either 2010, 2011. 679. See, and diesel here is just at $5, but regular gas is at 226 or 426. Now we just have tornadoes up here. Had a tornado hit my mom's house. It just tore off the garage roof. It didn't tear off of the house roof or anything. And it took the trampoline a mile away. Oh, you've lived everywhere. You must be in the military. Yeah, tornadoes are crazy. Yeah, you never know what tornado's going to do. I used to, when I was working at the sheriff's office, I would go out and do storm chasing. And we were all ordered, at different places. And this tornado came up out of nowhere. And so I hit one dirt road thinking I was going away from it. And that thing turned around and came down that dirt road after me. I was like, but I knew my way around. So thank God there's a place to turn every mile. But I can't do that now. I can't move fast enough. In the Air Force. My dad was in the Navy. Yeah, I talked about it a while ago, but we'll talk about it again. But yeah, that a 22 on a human, the entrance is like, it's less than the size of the round of a pencil, not the lead, but the actual pencil. I mean, it's tiny. And, but the damage it can do inside is just, when it hits soft tissue, it just tears it up. I was shocked. I was thinking that, it went in because that he shot him like right at the kidney, and or that's where it hit him, and then but it just ricocheted and went all the way from the kidney all the way up to his lungs, and it was like, what the heck? A lot of people are terrified of guns, and that's great. My dad always told me that I was born with a gun in my hand, but we're more hunters and law enforcement. Um, but all my guns now are for hunting, and I've got my one little pistol, my 38 special for my house here, but my son, actually, for his birthday, he's getting all my guns so he can go hunting. No, I appreciate it, Blue. I appreciate it. I want people in here. Let's talk. I don't like talking to myself. No, not at all. I want you here to talk. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I will explain guns. I will explain what I know. But I had never been to an autopsy, and I just know that there was like just a couple of drops of blood at that crime scene where this guy was shot in 2010, and there was so much damage inside. It was just flabbergasting to me. Exactly. I clean my gun more than I shoot it, especially after my wreck or being run over. Back in the day, my release, my relaxation, I have a tree we have a farm, and I have a tree that I would go out and I would shoot and shoot and shoot. This tree's full of lead. But that was my relaxation. But I live in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's like you have tractors everywhere around me and trees. I don't have big cities anywhere around. So we didn't have places to go to let off the steam. No, I live in the Texas Panhandle. If you've ever heard of Lubbock, I'm close to Lubbock. So New Mexico. Yeah, I have family that lives on the opposite side next to the Oklahoma. My oldest now, he lives in Oklahoma. I'm like, why didn't you just move him to New Mexico? At least I could easily drive to see you instead of having to drive clear across the Panhandle. You like Lubbock? How are you tonight, Gary? So, do y'all have any theories y'all want to throw at me? I went to school in Lubbock. I moved out of Lubbock. On your way to Del Rio, be careful. My best friend has a house down there, and the gang wars are bad. She has like a go away house or vacation house down there. So she needed to sell it. But it's close to where she can go fishing. It's crazy. They don't leave their house after 8:00 p.m. Yes, and then I have a preacher and his wife that lived down there. And they go across into Mexico and preach. Yes. And they also went to the Gulf close down there. Her husband is a fisherman. He likes to go and he got rich in the oil field, so now he goes and plays fishing. One night she had to go to Walmart or go to Allsup's or go to a convenience store. I don't know if it's Allsup's, but to a convenience store. And she called me and she's like, I need you to stay on the phone with me because all I hear is gunshots. But I've got to go to the convenience store and get me some medicine. So I stayed on the phone with her the whole way there and the whole way back to her house. I appreciate you being here listening, Alexis. But anytime you want to say hey, you can do that too. Gary, thank you for coming by. I hope you subbed. I'll be here. I don't know how to say that word, blue eyed, on the border town. I've never heard of that. Yes, time has changed, definitely. She asked me to go one time. I was like, no. I'll stay right here. So, Andy, what's your thoughts on Dylan without the drama? See you, Dad. Akuna. Is Laughlin, is that the Air Force Base where all them people are being disappearing? You're right, Alexis. I hope they pray and found him. I hope they find him. Oh, okay. I just know she said that her house was in Del Rio and it was like the town was halved and she was right on that on the edge and it was every night shooting. That was last summer and they've gone down this summer. Let me look it up. There was a vase down there that all these people were disappearing. Oh, sorry. That was Fort Hood. That happened back when my brain wasn't working after the wreck, after I got ran over. You're right. They may not ever find him. I just hope somebody speaks up. I'll have to ask her if she ever went. She's a very, very short lady, blonde hair. She's like 4'10". She's very, very short, real skinny. Now she's 47. Yeah. She looks like she's 30. Yeah, it was over by Waco. I just couldn't remember because I was ran over November 2019. And so my brain wasn't working very well. It just started coming back about a year ago. But I'll have to ask her if she ever went there and tasted the wine because she does like to drink. Oh, don't you know it, Alexis? Don't you know it? And I don't know if, some departments don't give meds. Now in Texas, they passed it that we have to send them to medical if there's any signs of drug use because the detoxing they have to be watched really closely. Yeah, my daughter lives with me because I'll leave the stove on and not remember ever using it. And it's like aggravating. So now everything like if I go to the doctor, I record it. If say she tells me that she's got to do something, I've got to put it down in my calendar or I'll forget. I just know one time that they were fishing, and I think it was in the Gulf, but they were like in a little spot where trees were like, it was just like a little cove. And all of a sudden, the speedboat come flying in and dropped off a white cooler and turned around and sped out. And her husband loaded up his crap and they got out of there. They knew exactly what was happening. They didn't want to be around. They were scared. Yeah. I understand, Blue Eyes. I understand. Because my daughter can tell me something and I'll forget it. She'll say, Mom, I told you a while ago. No, you didn't. But I've learned I write down things. I have a little calendar that I write down things. I have calendar in my phone. Yep, it's crazy what our brains do. I do not remember being ran over at all. Oh, I am so sorry, Alexis. About palsy and lupus. I pray for you. I do. Because the pain with them two are horrible. I have a lot of nerve pain, but I finally they changed me to a different pain doctor. And that doctor has finally got me. The other doctor had me on morphine and it wasn't doing anything. This doctor took me off of that and put me on something else, and it's actually working. I still can't stand very long, but at least I can sit up without having to lay in bed all day. Well, I have 2 phones on 2 different numbers. And like right now, I can't find my other phone. I had it this morning. I do know that, but I don't know where it's at. And I tried to call it a while ago and it's dead. So my daughter will have to find it when she gets home in the morning. Well, thank you, Amanda. We were talking about Dylan. My theory is him being shot possibly by the 22. I explained it all in the front of the video if you want to watch it. Right now, we're just talking. If you want to give me your ideas, we'll talk about them. I'll just kind of speed around what mine was in the front. Is when a 22 goes into a human body, it leaves a very little hole, very little. It usually does not ever exit, but it will bounce around inside a body. So there's very little blood, such as there's only drops of blood. At the crime scene. So my deal is, why didn't, Jim gave Don them guns. Why didn't Don hand all the guns to FBI at the same time instead of holding on to the 22 and making up some story? And then there being possibly drops or a drop of blood on Dylan's boots. That goes along with being shot with a 22. Only a drop or two coming out of the body. I wish my sides were numb. I have part of my buttocks is numb, but I have a lot of pain. My right and left femur are both rods. There's hardly any bone. So, and then I've got a lot of damage in my back. What did you do to your foot? And I'm sorry that you're hurting. Have you tried Aleve? Aleve worked a lot better for me for just my aches and pains. Oh my goodness, Amanda. I don't want to see pictures. Sorry. I have pictures of me and they're bad. My whole face. Matter of fact, I have to start having my surgeries. Is it the 27th? It's in the 20th of this month. They're going to start my facial surgeries because my nose is completely crushed. That's why I feel like I'm talking out of my nose. It's stopped up. It's because I can't breathe out of it. And then my eyes, my whole left side is messed up. From my skin was ripped off in my face. And so it was ripped off the muscle. So they're going to have to reattach a lot of it. It looks like I had a stroke. Oh, I'm a diabetic. I watch my feet carefully. Amanda, I hope gets better. That scares me. Oh my gosh. Blue Eye, you've been through it too. Everybody here has been through it. This is crazy. Yeah, lupus does that. I am so sorry. I will keep you in my prayers. I don't know if you believe in prayers, but I do. Blue Eye, thank you for stopping by. Please come back and visit. Thank you. Yeah, they don't know how I made it through being ran over. I was hit. The vehicle's going 75 miles an hour. And he was on his phone, and I was on the side of the road helping the elderly lady. She had a flat tire, and she wanted to call her family. So I was on the side of the road in the grass, and a car or the pickup uh, didn't see where he was going, and he hit me and missed the elderly lady. Thank God. And I don't remember exactly. I don't remember anything for 3 months. I was in the hospital forever, and then went to rehab forever. And then my mom took me in. And I finally moved out of her house into my own house in October of last year. Yeah, I decided that it was the crazy thing is I never got to see the guy that hit me, and he didn't even receive a ticket. Yeah, their insurance had to pay. Didn't pay much. It paid barely my medical bills. But yeah, it's stupid. So, but her vehicle was like right on the line. And so that's why I stopped and I got her out of her vehicle. I guess I should have left her in her vehicle. She was safer there. Well, guys, it's been an hour and I got to go lay down. Thank you for stopping by, everybody. I will be back here at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I appreciate y'all very much. Yes, but the insurance policy he had didn't pay out very well. Yeah, the only reason I'm here is because of God, and I'm trying to figure out why. But I'm going to figure it out. But thank y'all. I really appreciate y'all very much. I really do. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.